Hello and welcome to another episode of Darth's Otaku Corner. Today we are going to talk about Batman Ninja. Unfortunately, this was a dud. It sucked. It was terrible. Honestly, don't watch it. There's the too long didn't read version of this, but let's go a little further and let me explain why I felt this way about this. Now, obviously, I'm a Batman fan. I like Batman. He's not my favorite superhero, but I enjoy Batman. He's an interesting character. But his dynamic where he doesn't kill his enemies makes him more intriguing, and something about him has captured the minds of many as they love his movies. Batman Ninja was supposed to be a meld of, Western comics and Eastern anime. They were supposed to mix together very well. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. Now, I know I'll get some criticism for this, but I really hated this. I thought it was an insult to anime fans, which I'm a huge anime fan. I've seen hundreds of anime. A lot of people are comparing it. They're like, oh, well, you watch ridiculous anime like Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill or these other animes that were made by similar people, the same people that made this. Well, I'm sad to say that a mech fighting anime in feudal Japan in the Batman realm in the DC universe is absolutely bullshit and absurd. I'll elaborate. The movie starts great. Batman goes back in time to feudal Japan. The Joker has been there for a while and has taken over. And the other villains have done the same. Sorry, there's going to be spoilers, but honestly, it's because I don't want you to watch it, so I'm just going to explain it to you so it doesn't matter. Obviously, Joker's running it. Batman's around. Right, cool. Alright, that's okay, I guess. Here's where it goes wrong. Now, Batman gets reacquainted with Catwoman and Alfred, right? Cool. And the Batmobile's there, and you're like, yeah, the Batmobile. So you're going to see him face off, get up to there, and watch as, the samurai don't know what to do with this Batmobile and whatever. And you're like, okay, this is kind of interesting, but, it's not really Batman Ninja or Batman Samurai, but whatever. Let's go. He's driving up, he's, going in, and as he's getting closer and closer to the castle that the Joker is in, the castle turns into a mech. It has arms, and it swings its arms around like a fucking idiot.
What the hell is that?
Okay, I didn't really like that. I thought that was stupid, but whatever. Let's keep watching. So far, animation looks okay. It's interesting. It's not my particular style of animation. I don't like the 3D style anime. I think it honestly looks like it's running at 10 FPS. But again, I like the colors. It was interesting. Sure. So we go a little further, and Batman loses because obviously it's the beginning of the movie and it's an hour plus long movie. So Batman doesn't succeed. He gets thrown away, the Batmobile gets destroyed, you see some cameos from other characters that don't matter, and now he has to kind of learn how to combat the Joker without using, his technology. Yet, all of the other villains seemingly have created mechs in the past out of castles. Basically, Alfred, the Bat family, everyone couldn't have done the same. Instead, they're completely useless, and these villains created giant mech castles. Okay, you think that sounds terrible already, or maybe you think it's interesting. Well, it keeps going further, and the focus of this is not Batman. The character of Batman is kind of a loser. He kind of sucks. He doesn't solve any mysteries. He's honestly clueless. He just is boring. Batman sucks. The Joker was interesting in the Japanese version. The English dub is terrible. Do not watch. If you are going to watch this, please just watch the Japanese audio with subtitles. But I still advise you not to watch it. Anyways, going forward. Batman and his Bat Gang are gonna go fight the giant mechs, and all the giant mechs basically combined into one super giant mech, Voltron style. And unfortunately, it just felt stupid because, again, I know we're in feudal Japan, and these materials are not available to these people. Like, we know this. The DC universe, it's one thing if you go to a completely different universe, but this was supposed to take place in the past. Batman says it in the movie that it's like Joker is changing the timeline, so it's in a linear timeline based on what they said. But so there's giant mechs, I guess, now that they can make in feudal Japan, which is stupid because it doesn't make sense in the DC universe. But anyways, they really don't explain it, and I don't really care if they do. But I didn't draw the line there. I went a little bit further before I decided to draw the line on why I didn't like this. And it was absolutely the part where these two little monkeys and Robin play a flute and summon a bunch of other monkeys, and then the monkeys attack the mechs. And you're like, okay, monkeys attacking mechs, right? A bunch of them getting killed. Well, then they start playing a different song, which is the old school, like, na 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 Batman theme song with the Japanese kind of tone to it, and all of the monkeys combined into a like giant magical mech monkey. Yeah, it gets worse than that. It keeps getting worse. It's just continuous downward whatever. Yeah. So, the monkeys are fighting him. It seems like they're beating the castle Megazord, right? With Joker piloting it. Whatever. And then the Joker starts burning the monkeys and killing them. And sure as shit, a swarm of motherfucking bats come in and fill all the gaps and make this monkey, mech turn into a Adam West looking original animated series Batman. Yeah. Okay. And Batman, I guess, is in control of it or is not. I'm not really sure what they're doing here. I really don't understand. But it's so terrible that there's the focus is on things that have nothing to do with the trailer. They didn't show any of this mech bullshit in the trailer. And the final fight with the Joker and the Batman is amazing. It's one of the most interesting fights, with Joker knowing that Batman will not kill him. He can attack recklessly and, gives Batman a hard time. It's kind of interesting. The character dynamic was cool. Except they had giant fucking mechs in a goddamn Batman movie that takes place in feudal Japan 1,000 years ago. I mean, I'm sorry. I think that I've heard a bunch of reviews from people that are giving it high reviews, like IGN or, some other aggregates, and I just don't understand. I honestly feel like it's an insult to anime fans. And I think that it's an insult to say that this is like anime. This is nothing like anime. This is a terrible representation of what anime is. It's honestly an overtop mess of a story that makes no sense and has no cohesion. I would just skip this. Absolutely skip it. Do not pay for this. If it comes to a free streaming service, if it comes to Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, watch it if you want, but I'm not going to watch it. Now, I will give the English dub a 2 out of 10. The English dub is absolutely miserable. All of the characters miss the mark. There's no emotion. They're terrible. The voice acting's bad. They changed the script. It's a different story. It's a different movie. It's miserably bad. And I will give the Japanese dub with subtitles, that I'll give a 4 out of 10. I give it a little bit higher because it was at least the voices made sense to the characters. It flowed a little bit better, and the dialogue was definitely different and less censored. So, that in mind, it's below average. There's so many other better Batman animated movies and DC animated films that are just really cool and interesting, and I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't seen them before, especially if you're an anime fan. So watch those instead, because they're interesting and cool. They have some cool stories, like the Red Hood, or like, even The Killing Joke, which is something that I thought was not great. I still like that better than this. It still was an accurate representation of the character of Batman, and this wasn't. We had no detective skills. We had no, you just didn't care about the characters, and it's not an anime. And I'm sorry that people think that this is what anime is. And Gurren Lagann is a crazy anime, over the top. It's crazy, but it takes place in a completely alternate world. It has nothing similar to our Earth. This takes place in feudal Japan, which is something that exists in the DC universe in the past. It's not an alternate timeline. It's the same timeline, and it makes no sense. I can keep ranting, because I just really didn't like it, and I really, really don't want anyone else to watch it. And even giving it a 4 out of 10, it's honestly just because it looked cool. There was a few characters that were interesting. Overall, that's the only reason it gets that. But don't watch it. Skip it. Watch something else. There's plenty of other hype anime. Like Megalobox is awesome. Golden Kamui is awesome. It's very interesting. Go check those ones out. They're on Crunchyroll. Why not? Anyways, I'm Darth Brodius, your host. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below. Like it if you enjoyed this review. Dislike it if you didn't. And have a great day.